The race itself. Every motorcycle race has a beginning, a middle, and an end. The rider must be ready to show his speed right from the start.
Really, the start, just getting a clean start, making sure you get it, you get it started and just get away, and that's important. If I get an excellent start and I'm leading, I'll push hard right from the beginning and try to get some distance between myself and the rest of the pack. What I like to have on the board is I like to have whoever my main competition is to know within a couple laps of the race, first, second lap, where they're positioned. It's very critical not to let something stupid happen in the middle part of the race. If it's a 30-lap race, lap 10 to 22 or 3. It's kind of a tough part of the race because you start lapping traffic. Like I say, the tire performance usually goes down. It'll go down after 9 or 10 laps, then hit a plateau, and a lot of times that's when my lines will change. The way I enter a corner, because I have to change the entire line through the corner because the tire's reacting differently. And so to maintain the same lap time and pace, you have to adapt to what the machine is doing. The middle part, you get that out of the way, then toward the end of the race, you pretty much know how it's going to finish unless you're really battling with somebody. And if you're in a battle with somebody, that's, I feel like if you cannot get away from them during the middle part of the race or in the beginning, it's better to set them up.
Timing, that instinctive ability to make the right move at the right time. There is perhaps no better example of this than the Spanish Grand Prix of 1983, a classic battle between Freddie and the legendary Kenny Roberts.
I remember it was about 2 laps to go, 2 or 3 laps to go in the race, and Kenny and I had this tremendous battle. I would say it's probably the greatest race that I've ever been in, the most exhausting race for sure.
With the World Championship on the line, the 2 leading riders came upon slower traffic.
I think that's a good example of how he perceived the situation one way, and I chose another route, and mine worked. He took the logical choice of trying to pass the 2 riders on the inside, but I figured if Kenny chose that, I'm gonna go to the outside because this could be all backed up on the inside, and that's how it worked. And it worked out great for me. I was in the right place at the right time. That definitely won me the race because I had carried so much speed onto the front straightaway.
This one dramatic move not only won the race for Freddie, it was the key victory in his battle with Roberts for the World Championship. Rain. In his quest for speed, the rider must take on not just the pavement, but the elements as well.
It's a combination of controlled crazy because you're never sure what's going to happen next, especially when the racetrack is very puddled.
With the spray hitting his visor at over 100 miles per hour, the rider often faces near zero visibility.
Well, that's a problem, is vision. That's why it's best to be out front, because we have a problem with the shields fogging up, from the heat. I know a couple of guys who have been leading races have to stop because they can't see.
Next, Freddie compares motorcycle racing with automobile racing. Now that we've had an opportunity to watch Freddie's secrets on 2 wheels, let's see how they relate to speed on 4 wheels. Recently, he tried his hand at car racing and quickly discovered some interesting differences. In driving a race car, for example,
you have basically one line through a corner because you have an entry, an apex, and an exit. And I think sometimes that limits your creativity to a degree that you have in motorcycle racing or just in riding in general. And I think that's why a lot of people enjoy motorcycle riding, is because you can do so many things with the bike. You can go in low, you can go in the middle, you can go in high, you can square the corner off, or you can go in on the very bottom, right around on the bottom. There's so many different ways to approach it. I think the critical part is the changing of direction. And that is, that's the same in cars or bikes or anything. And there again, on a motorcycle, you do that with throttle, steering, and weight transfer. And a lot of times that happens where you do the throttle and the weight transfer at the same time, and then you start steering it. When I talk about attack the racetrack, it's not working too hard. That's what I want to make sure that it's understood. It's not the fact of, like, well, I want to get into the corner as deep as I can and throw the machine down and get on the throttle, and thing goes all sideways, and I regain control right before I hit the wall, and, you know, boy, man, my heart's pumping, and that was a great lap. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that attack the racetrack, if necessary, like the race is just 5-lap spurts. I attack the racetrack, and a guy may be looking at it going, I'm not working that hard. But I'm attacking the racetrack in my way. It's just to be aggressive.